What's up, everyone? It's Diego with Listenersnotes. Today we're talking about the new album from Jason Isbell and the 400. This one's called The Nashville Sound. Jason Isbell is someone who's really stamped his name into the alternative country genre. He's a singer-songwriter, but here he's playing with a band. To be honest, I hadn't paid attention to any of the singles for this album or anything like that, but it was one of those albums that was marked on my calendar for weeks. Like, I was really excited to hear what Jason had prepared, and I love the instrumentals on this album, just starting there. They are not overproduced or compressed to sound bigger or boomier than they actually are. This isn't garbage mainstream country which fails to uh, use anything that made country appealing in the first place. These instrumentals, they are raw, they're authentic, they are gritty, they're dusty, they're rickety, they feel authentic to what's being sung and talked about. This album still feels really dense in terms of the instrumentation here. They combined country and southern rock, and the guitar work on this album is really layered. They are not afraid to just add a few other instruments and really play around and experiment with other sounds in it, and I really like that. And song after song after song, Jason gives a great vocal performance. His voice sounds great over a lot of these instrumentals, and his lyrics really do have stuff worth paying attention to and diving into and reading, and that's always a lot of fun for me when listening to a country album. I almost expect a lyricist when I'm listening to a country album. Now, this album, the Nashville Sound, actually took some time for me to digest, and that's kind of a thing I admire. A lot of modern country fails to have any sort of lyrical strength like this, but I'm glad that indie and underground country is just as strong as it is right now and is applying music like this. The track Cumberland Gap is probably the peak of energy on this album. The guitar work is incredible, and lyrically, Jason is tackling small town, rural America where people are like working nonstop like crazy, but they feel trapped in that area. Like the Cumberland Gap is swallowing them whole. No matter what, it's like they're just stuck there and they don't have anywhere else to go. The track If We Were Vampires is easily the most emotional song on the album for me. I love the lyrics here. I love them. Jason points out that it's finality and the brevity of life that makes a relationship special. Like, it's the fact that we will die that makes all of our moments more precious. I love how he turns a subject like this, which would be typically grim and about death, and he makes it meaningful and deep and positive, and I kind of like that. And again, the vocal performance is great. The hook is beautiful. The female backup vocals and the instrumental really help set the solemn mood that I think they were going for. The song Anxiety is another track that really showcases great vocal performance, great singing from Jason. The guitar work underneath, again, just consistently throughout this album. That's the thing about this album. All of the performances are fantastic. My only complaints here are the last two tracks of the album that didn't have a major impression on me, but it wasn't even that they were bad songs. Just in comparison to the rest of the track list, they kind of felt a little flat. They're still good songs. I still enjoy them. I think Hope the High Road is really positive, and I like what Jason's saying here, that he's done just wallowing in his blues, and he wants to, enjoy life and enjoy what he has and praise that. Going back to the track list, there's just other great songs here. Last of My Kind is Jason sort of talking about, in a very sad way, how the world is no longer the way he envisioned it, in a more rural, working class type of way. It's moving away from that. People are in cities, and that's kind of scary to Jason. The song White Man's World is essentially a song acknowledging the privileges that he has over his daughter and his wife and just people of other race. He's talking about how, like, he feels like his daughter should have the world, but she can't, but he can have the world. It's actually a really touching track. And just other songs that I haven't dived into here are still great. I love this album. This is a great country album. I definitely recommend it. And if you like country, or if you like southern rock, or if you want to get into these genres, this is the album to go for. It is just fantastic all the way through. So many highlights. The lyrical themes may not be a consistent thing, but just song after song, Jason is touching on interesting topics. Just to sum this album up, it is lyrical, it has great instrumentals, the vocal performances are great. There's really no reason for me to not love this thing. I adore it and I recommend it to you guys. It is a 91 out of 100 for me. Check it out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.